Boy, this is going to be a long video. What's up, people? So somebody had recently asked me during a live stream if I would cover all of the modifications that we've done to the Trackhawk. And I thought it would be a simple task. So I tried to do this yesterday. Same scenario. Driving to work, turned the camera on, started talking about all the different modifications that we've done. And then I realized I missed a bunch. And simple things or little things that I didn't even think of. So what I did was I wrote it all down today in order, somewhat in order, and I'm going to cover everything that we've done almost in order, okay? The very first thing we did when we picked up the vehicle, oh, and by the way, every shop and place that I mentioned, we will list everybody's name in the description of this video. If we have promo codes with those shops, we'll let you know. Everything will be down in the description of this video. If you're local, every place I use will be down there, okay? So number one, the very first thing, literally the next day I had the car, I took it to Car Optics in Northeast Philadelphia to have the front passenger and driver side windows tint matched the rest of the vehicle, which ended up being, I think, 15% was the tint we went with. I just told them, hey, listen, I want you to match the tint. And I didn't like the front windows being clear, so they knocked that out for me. It's called Car Optics, Northeast Philadelphia. They're on, if you're local, they're on Grant and Bustleton Avenue, okay? I'll have their link and their information in the description. The next thing I did, and this is what I've always done with any car with or high-performance vehicle, is order a catch can the first day. And I knew it would take about 30 to 40 days, so I ordered a billet technology catch can, as you can see here, and we had the copper finish was an idea that I had in the beginning that we never saw, which never came to fruition, but I went with copper for a reason, and you know, I think it looks good. I just never decided to capitalize on the exterior look that I was going to go with. But billet technology catch can. The next thing I did was go on to eBay, and there's a seller on there called Saber Sports, all lowercase, and they sell Eagle Eye taillights. So I picked up a set of Eagle Eye taillights. I ordered those, and then I also ordered Taillight Solutions lower rear fog kit. Now, the lower rear fog kit, I think, should have just come with the vehicle should just have lower rear fogs that are operational, but these are Taillight Solutions. And once our Eagle Eye taillights came, we sent those over to our buddy Joe at Custom Coatings to have him smoke them out, as you can see here. Now, talking about Eagle Eye taillights, in the meantime, if you can't find them on eBay, I recommend going to mhfautolighting.com. There's a link down here. I just picked these up. They came today. I'm going to be swapping out my taillights for these. I think they look better. They're identical. They're the same exact taillights. So we're going to be swapping out these. I think the paint scheme is something that we want to do. And our buddy Danny at MHF Auto Lighting knocks it out of the ballpark. You can also, if you're in the northern New Jersey area, schedule an appointment with him. He can do installations. He has the lower rear fog kits. He gets it all. So hit him up. Information is in the description of this video. And we will have a future video coming up of installing these taillights to show you how easy they are to install. Or you can just check out our channel and look at that older video. Anyway, let's see, we did the tails. Next thing I did was contact our buddy Joe at Solis Racing Group and order an Eibach Special Edition springs, okay? The Eibach Special Edition springs, if you're wondering, yes, they will fit the Jeep SRT. The Jeep SRT that I had, we used the Eibach Pros. The Eibach Special Edition will fit both, and I like the Eibach Special Edition. As you can see pictured here, has a really nice drop. We have an installation video on the channel. Our buddies Dunfab Motorsports in Pensacola, New Jersey, did the install for us. Their information is also in the description of this video. After we did the lowering springs, we ordered a JLT intake. We wanted a cold air intake, so we ordered a JLT intake to start. And then we bought back our 22-inch Avant-Garde M652s that we had on our older Jeep. 1 second. Just need to get around this person that was going a little bit too slow for my liking. A buddy of ours was lucky enough to pick up the, alright, sorry about that. So, next thing we did was add 22-inch Avant-Garde M652s in a smoked mirror look. The smoked mirror look, I loved it. Absolutely love that look. We got these wheels from Joe Solis Racing Group. And those wheels were on our car for a good 2 years, or a good portion. You may recognize them. They were on our SRT. We got them back after the SRT was traded in. And the smoke mirror look is like a translucent paint, right? So once it starts to get damaged, like if you get rock chips, or if you, curb your wheels like this guy did, you can't just throw some touch-up paint on there and everything's good to go. Or you can't order 2 other, like say you damage a wheel, you can't order another wheel and it'll match exactly. They're always going to be a little off. So what happened was, after some wear and tear, we ended up having to send our wheels out to Joe from Custom Coatings buddy, AJ at Vibrant Finish. Vibrant Finish powder coated our wheels gloss black, as you can see here. Did a really good job. I loved it for a while. But after a little bit of time, I was getting kind of sick of that gloss look, right? I wanted a matte finish wheel that matched our OEM 20-inch wheels. Now, the 20-inch 510s that you get when we picked up the car, I just thought the satin black was a nice subtle look. So we looked around and we replaced those with Scott Velget's VF5s, his lightweight edition. And Scott's a great guy. Scott, if you send him a message, give him some time. He's a busy guy, but he'll get back to you. He'll help you with your purchase. I can't say enough about Scott or the wheels that we got. Killer wheels, man. Absolutely killer. Love them. Next, what did we wrap on those wheels? What tire did we put on there? We put a cheaper performance tire, and we took a lot of heat for this. A lot of people were like, oh my God, you buy a $100,000 car and you put cheap tires on it? Yes, because the Lexani 20s are a proven tire. Absolutely love those tires. We have a tire conversation coming up in a future video where I'm disappointed with what we have on here now, and we'll talk about that down the road. But they're Lexani 20s, and that was in a 305/35 R22, okay? Exhaust. We decided to add a Borla Attack Catback. We were a little bit too quiet. It wasn't even my idea. It was Elena's idea. She decided we should add an exhaust. We did. Later on down the road, she didn't like it because it was really that obnoxious. I loved it, but we were looking for a deeper sound. And later on in this conversation, we did change it, all right? So now it brings us up to the first time we went to HHP. We already had our intake, our exhaust, our 22-inch wheels. And the first trip to High Horse Performance, we decided to go with, and this is what they call their Stage 1 Hellcat Kit on their website, which consists of an upper pulley, larger injectors, and a tune. Now, you have a drop-down menu on their website where you can change a few things, and we decided to swap a few things out, which changed the price from, I think, $2,500 to $4,500. We went with a Litton's 285 upper clutch pulley. The clutch pulley is just like your OEM setup. So we went with the Litton's 285. Instead of the Demon injectors, we went with Injector Dynamics 1050X. And then for tunes, we did a 93 pump tune.
Vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
We did a 93 pump tune. We did an MS-109 race gas tune, and our TCM, aka transmission tune. When that was all said and done, we walked away with 746 horsepower for 93 pump, and then we had 812 on our MS-109, our race gas tube. At the track, we were able to rip off 10 sevens on 22-inch wheels in 90-degree weather, and we were very consistent. It was 10-7, 10-7, 10-7, 10-7 until our axle broke. Just broke an axle. Which brings me to the next thing.
Watch out, vehicle stopped on shoulder ahead.
Another shoulder. Which brings me to our axle. After our fourth pass at the track and we broke a rear axle, we upgraded our axles from OEM to G-Force Performance, the G-Force Outlaws. We had Untitled Motorsports install those. And then before we headed back to the track, we decided to add the B Woody suspension kit because we noticed we had a hell of a lot of wheel hop. So we contacted Mike and Brianna over at B Woody Performance, which we do have a promo code with them for this kit. Save you a couple $100. Call them up and just say, hey, I want East Coast Jeeps set up. They'll hook you up. We went down to B Woody Performance. They installed not only their suspension kit, their adjustable control arms, did a rear diff brace. It's very important you get a rear diff brace. What we found at the time of the installation was that our rear diff had shifted, got crooked from all the hard launches we were doing at the track. We also added their alignment kit, their camber plates, and had the car aligned on the same day as the suspension kit over at their buddy's dealership. Let's see, where does that take us now? B Woody. We decided to upgrade our brakes. Now, the Trackhawk comes with a two-piece rotor front brake setup. We decided to go with Demon Performance's two-piece rotor fronts and their two-piece rotor rear. For brake pads, instead of going with the OEM, semi-metallic pads, which cause a hell of a lot of brake dust, we decided to go with RB pads, racing brake pads. And I have not had a single issue with them. I absolutely love them. Extremely low, almost zero brake dust. Good stopping power. I didn't notice a difference between dropping them off. It would have been anecdotal anyway if I did, but I didn't notice an actual loss of braking or stopping power. And no squealing or squeaks. A couple of people have reached out to me recently and said, hey Ron, I got the same setup as you and my brakes are squealing. So I don't know what's going on with them. I don't know how they were bedded, etc. But I had Untitled Motorsports do my installation and I've had zero problems from day one. That brings us to our transfer case issue. So after we broke our rear axle, it was around the same time that we started having like little gremlins going on in the car. And I thought my transfer case might have been going.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
But it was confirmed when we got to a farm one day and I went to turn out on some wet grass. She slipped and all the bells and whistles came on. The codes, the lights, the Christmas tree as I call it. My dash lit up. Transfer case finally S to bed. So we reached out to Josh at High Horse Performance because that's my tuner. Took a recommendation from him, and we called Skip at Demon Performance and talked about their they sell a built Paramount transfer case on their website. So we ordered a Paramount transfer case from him, shipped from Paramount. It was $26.50 shipped. You have to send your core back. We had Untitled Motorsports install that for us. We took it over to a local Jeep dealer in New Jersey to have the relearn process put in. Everything's been peachy ever since. That got us almost right back up to race season again. And then you know what happened back last March of 2020. And I don't even want to say the word because I could be demonetized. But the thing that we have to wear a mask for. And that wiped out literally race season. Everything was closed. Now, In the meantime, I had some crazy scientist ideas. We decided to go back to HHP. So now this is the biggie. We went back to HHP and we were talking behind the scenes. I think I may have mentioned it a couple times, maybe we picked it up, but we were talking about going back and about more efficiency. Better efficiency, less boost, but more power, okay? A more efficient motor. And I decided on a full short block build because our buddy Stang Mode blew up his motor right before I went, and I decided to add the block and a little bit added security because what happened to him scared the Jesus out of me. So we went with a HHP/BES short block, Manley pistons and rods, larger cam, which is their HHP BES cam you can order from them, crank pinning kit, ported heads, ported snout by Joker Performance. We got rid of the Litton's 285, which is still for sale, people, and swapped that out with the Mecco upper and a 10% ATI lower. The upper, we have two pulleys for the upper. Right now I am on a 310 with the 10% lower. I have the 310 upper, but I also have a 275 that I can swap out for the track. Let's see, Cook's headers into some high flow green cats, into a new exhaust by AWE Performance, or AWE Tuning, called the AWE Touring Catback. I love it. It's deeper. I'm going to have some clips and links down in the description that you can go listen to mine, or you can go and check out our buddy Josh W. over at HHP. Sorry, I'm just pulling in the parking lot. And you can listen to some high-speed passes at a airstrip in New Jersey where they got to record everything, and it sounds great. So that build was an extensive one, but man, oh man, I am thrilled with the power, thrilled with the tunes. We went with a 93 pump tune, which went from 746 before to 761 with less boost. Like, so before we were pushing like 16, 17 PSI. Now we're only at 15 PSI, but we have more horsepower. So we're a little bit safer. For our MS-109, our race gas tune, we have 880 wheel horsepower. And that one was full send on the race gas. 1 second, I have to back into this spot and it's tight. You can hear my wheels rubbing a little bit, my tires on these 22-inch wheels, and the new rubber that we put on there. I'll talk about that here in a second. All right. Make sure, oh, and we have two TCM tunes. We have, well, I can't talk about that, but we have two different ones. We have one for the street and we have one for the track. What else? Next, we ordered, well, we didn't order it, we purchased, we were lucky to find a Black Ops carbon fiber sniper hood, pictured here. And a buddy of ours was getting rid of it. We picked it up. Instead of leaving it all carbon fiber, I know some people love the carbon fiber look. We kind of wanted to go with a paint matched look. So we had our buddies at PL Autobody, Mars and Carl, paint matched the hood. They also did my bumper after I took my vinyl wrap off. And PL Autobody knocked it out of the ballpark. They paint matched it so you can't even tell that it didn't come from the dealership with this paint. So the carbon fiber hood, it has like a Hellcat style scoop, 6 vents as you can see here, and I love it. Absolutely love it. Does get in a lot of water as far as water pools inside the hood, so when you open up the hood, sometimes it's Niagara Falls, but you know, that's a downside of having a great looking hood. Quality product, quality design, etc. Next up, for wheels, we sold the M652 Avant Gardes and we picked up the Velgen VF5s that I had already previously mentioned. And this time around, instead of Lexani 20s, I put Pirelli Scorpion all seasons on them in a 305/35/22. And I'm a little disappointed with those tires because they're not as good as I thought they would be, and they're no different than the Lexani 20s as far as grip in the rain. On dry conditions, you can't tell the difference, period. But in the rain, this is all anecdotal, but to me, my personal bias on this too is killing me. But it feels like I'm sliding more with these Pirellis than I did with the Lexanis. And the Lexanis are a performance tire and not an all-season. But again, don't listen to me. It's just me. I don't think the tires are worth $1,600, especially when I could have saved $1,000 if I went with the Lexanis again that I loved. I think that's it. The last two things that I always have to add that aren't really modifications, but I think every vehicle, regardless of what you drive, should have one. Radar detector, which I'll show you now. Okay. This is the Escort 360 Max Charlie, the Max 360 Charlie. Okay, let's get a look at that. Absolutely love this radar detector. Paired with the app Waze, if you're not running Waze, you should always run Waze when you're driving. You'd be hard pressed to actually get stopped. So people ask, are radar detectors still worth it today? Absolutely, because one, you want to know if a speed trap that you see on Waze is running radar. This should start screaming, okay, before you get there, rather than just somebody marking that they see a police officer ahead. You want to know whether or not they're actually running radar, and this thing kills it. So yeah, I absolutely love radar detectors. And last, Blackview dash cam. I've been talking about Blackview dash cams. I think they're the best in the world. I've been talking about them for 6 or 7 years before this channel was even anything. I had a Blackview. We had the LCD screen one, remember? Excuse me. And I've always had one in all the vehicles that you've seen me drive. I cannot stress this enough. We have a promo code, save yourself some money, get a dash cam. I have a 4-channel setup that I created in here. A front 2-channel, like front and rear, right? You can see over here. And then I have a dash cam, a 2-channel for left and right, and it covers 360 degrees. We've put up video clips showing how the cameras overlap. You don't miss anything. I also have 2 parking mode batteries underneath my seat. Gives me I think somewhere close to 60 hours of parking mode, which is insane because the car never sits that long. But we have 2 batteries for the front and rear underneath the passenger seat, and we also have my favorite battery by another company, Black Box Your Car. Check them out. Link for them and Blackview and everybody I mentioned in the description of this video. But that battery is badass. That's in the back, and that powers, I think I get 20 hours off of 1 battery in the rear there. So I think that's it. I know I ordered an oil breather, and I also ordered Granatelli, I think it's Granatelli, the thermostat housing that you saw in the picture. That there are little minor details, okay, a couple of pieces. I also ordered some stuff from Speed Logic, their lines. There are a lot of people and a lot of shops and a lot of parts that went into this build. I think we're almost done. We have plans on getting it over to the track soon. I already picked up 10 gallons of MS-109 sitting at the house. That's it. If you have any questions for me, or if I forgot, which I tend to do, about any of the people that in the description, any of the shops you heard and you can't find their information, or you just want to ask if, hey, do you have a hookup with this or whatever, hit me up down below in the comment section. I'll try to respond to everybody. That is a task in itself, but I will try. This video in itself was because one of the people that follows me just asked me to do it. So I do listen to everybody, and I do pay attention to your questions and comments. That's it. Before I go, do me a favor. Can you hit the like button, hit the little bell notification down here, click subscribe. Last but not least, you guys and girls all be safe. That's all I got. I'm out.